And here we go. Riding my bike in the wintertime. I know it's kind of dangerous, but actually it's pretty fun, and I wanted to do it because I couldn't ride a bike for so long. I was in so much pain. My name's Matt, I'm 29 years old, and I live here in Uppsala, Sweden, where I'm doing my master's in political science. This is just a short video about my recovery with Caring Medical and Prolotherapy. So let me compress almost the last 5 years in 4 seconds. Like lots of people, I've been active my whole life. When I was younger, I did karate, I played hockey for years, and I really like to swim and lift weights as well. By the way, we're coming up on one of Sweden's oldest churches right there. Anyways, I never thought I would do yoga, let alone teach it, but when I was 24, during my last year of undergraduate degree, my mom got cancer, and doing Bikram yoga was the only thing that could really keep me level. My mom's okay now. Apart from the yoga, my biggest hobby is traveling. And after getting my bachelor's degree back home, I went to visit friends in Europe and found out that they needed Bikram teachers there, so it seemed perfect. So I did the training, got certified, and found a job right away in Europe. To my surprise, my yoga practice actually got pretty strong, and I started training with people who competed internationally. But changing from regular yoga into this advanced acrobatic stuff was the worst thing for me. I later learned I'm a bit hypermobile, and all I did was literally tear my ligaments and tendons. I woke up one day and the right side of my body was one big muscle spasm. I went from athlete to cripple seemingly overnight. For the full story, you can check it out on caringmedical.com. But in short, 6 surgeries, bunches of procedures, and still pain. It's been a long haul trying to live a normal life of someone in their 20s while suffering for chronic pain for almost 2.5 years. Not to mention get back into sports again. You want to know what it's like showing up in a sling to teach a yoga class? It sucks. But things started looking up when I found out about Prolotherapy and Caring Medical on the web. On this cold winter day in Sweden, I had 3 sessions so far, each one making me more and more stable and getting me back to activity. Now, I'm no video editor, and I'm not making a commercial, and no one even asked me to do this. But after suffering for so long, I just figured that if you or someone you care about is at the end of their rope with injury and pain, maybe my simple little story can provide some hope. So, here we go.
International Globetrotter and Bratislava, this girl Alana struck my nut like Goldschlager.
Okay, so I'm going to go see Dr. Hauser tomorrow. I finally made it to the new hotel. It's about 9 p.m. Chicago time. I'm extremely jet lagged. I have my supplements already from the last time, Enzyme Max and Prolo Max. It's really good for soft tissue regeneration. Also the MSM, really good for speeding up recovery. You get like a small, egg biscuit or something in the morning. You have to have protein before you get that many injections. Am I nervous? No, not really. More than anything, I'm just pretty tired. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. The next morning I woke up, got my egg biscuit, and walked up the street to Caring Medical. Now they have a bunch of progress reports to fill out, but I always bring my own so I don't forget. When they bring me back to see Dr. Hauser, I make sure to go very specifically on what I'm feeling, what happened the last treatment, and my goals for the next treatment. The nice thing about Caring Medical is Dr. Hauser actually sits down and talks to you about what's going on in your own body. I've been through a lot of doctors that just tried to put me in an algorithm or prescribe me painkillers. But here I actually feel like I'm getting taken care of. It might be Midwestern friendliness or just his colorful choice in sweaters, but I trust this guy and his staff. As you can see here, my whole song and dance carried on for about 15 minutes before the procedure. Once we've agreed on a treatment plan, Dr. Hauser usually puts me on a table and then pokes around the joints and surrounding areas that are going to be treated. The nurse cleans the injection sites and also puts on a numbing cream. But there's more. Usually people only have 1 or 2 treatment areas, but I have 7, so I get a little bit of help. Yeah, one of the best things about Caring Medical is they know how to party. And so he died with a shovel in his hand. And no stability is what I've got. Yeah. No bone down the line until that you come on down. Listen, if you want, there's plenty of videos on caringmedical.com of people getting injections. In all honesty, the needles don't scare me. What scares me is living with chronic pain. So what I figured I'd do is I'd talk a little bit while I'm getting the injections. Here it is.
So what he's doing right now is he's putting HGH, which is human growth hormone, inside my knee joint to help stimulate tissue growth and also going over the tendons. If you look over there now, you can see the needles are going in. This area for me is not too painful, I think because it's gotten so much better and I've had prolotherapy there before. Yeah, so he's putting a needle right into the hip joint right now and the adductors. He's also doing a place right next to my private parts that's kind of tender and sensitive, but whatever, it's got to be done. It's not that painful right now. It just feels like acupuncture, actually.
So there it is, pretty simple. Of course, some places hurt more than others, but compared to surgery, it's a walk in the park. After the injections, you lay on heat pads until you're ready to leave, and I personally like to get sushi and then crash at the hotel. The following day, I jumped on a plane to go visit my family.
So I'm here in New Mexico, getting ready to leave. I'm feeling pretty good, as I said before. I'm going to go to Chicago today, actually. I'm going to get on a plane in a few hours, and then I'll see Dr. Hauser tomorrow, which will be good. Of course, I've had some special help from family and stuff like that to help recover, which is the best. But I'm not going to have that on this round of injections, so we'll see how I deal with that. Anyways, I'll see you in Chicago.
Though I'm feeling way better, I know I'm not out of the woods yet with this injury. So on my way back to Sweden, I go see Dr. Hauser again for treatment number 5. Ideally, Prolo's done 4 to 6 weeks apart, but after 3 weeks back home, it's cheaper just to hit Chicago on the way back to Sweden. Already on the way home, I could tell treatment number 5 was going to involve some serious recovery. Now, I don't have any video from when I was injured, but you'll shortly see what I looked and felt like for almost 3 years. The issue with chronic pain is that no matter how positive you set your mind, the body's in a constant state of stress. For those of you suffering already, you know this frustration all too well.
In week 3 right now, and this is the kind of hard part of doing prolotherapy for me. The inflammation or whatever, it just kind of keeps everything together, and then now the initial inflammation is gone, which means I can move around easier, but the pain comes back a little bit, and it's just really sucks. I know it'll go away, but it even says that in this book, weeks 3 and 4 are usually like this, and it's been like this every single other time. The ligaments, I guess, are not done healing, they're just kind of starting to heal. Getting the injections is no big deal, it's almost kind of cathartic because you know that you're going to get better. Yeah, it's almost nighttime. It's going to snow tomorrow. So the Swedish winter, probably not the best place to feel happy.
But even the coldest, darkest winter will have some sunny days.
I worked out last night. I did 25 minutes on the elliptical trainer, and then I did about 45 minutes of weight training and then a little bit of core workout. Today I feel great.
For me, it's critical to do physical therapy after Prolo. This way I'm able to activate all the muscles that Dr. Hauser worked on. My physical therapist, Eric, helps me re-educate and activate all the muscles in the upper back. Then I start activating the muscles on my own. It might not look like much, but restoring normal function to the muscles that I've been treated for is not easy. Prolo helps me use the muscles that felt like they were sleeping before. It's kind of hard to wake them up. And to finish up, Eric makes me work all the muscles at the same time to exhaustion, so they can get stronger. The next week, I got a little bit of a surprise.
So the way they do the lift here in Sweden, you see, is put this between your legs. Hold up.
A friend from school invited me to his parents' cabin for a weekend of skiing. Before the injury, I used to snowboard all the time, but I have to admit, after everything that's happened, I was a little bit hesitant to get back on the mountain. But hey, sometimes you just have to go for it. Unlike my other doctors, Dr. Hauser told me to go to the gym twice a week.
No.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And is watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
I kept up my training in physical therapy and then got a chance over the Easter break to visit friends in Prague. Of course, when I was in chronic pain, traveling was out of the question. While I was feeling great, I felt a little bit nervous as well. The next stop on my trip involved me getting back into my regular yoga practice.
Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Singe ich ein Lied für dich von 99.
If there's a city that's a master of healing, it's Berlin. Berliners have suffered through fascism, communism, 2 world wars, and Eurovision as well. Despite all the hard times, Berlin continuously regenerated itself into one of the most modern multicultural cities in Europe. And along with Berlin's new post-materialism, they have a new yoga studio.
Zum Seitenspiegel bringen, die rechte Schulter ein bisschen mehr zurück, den rechten
As you can see, my back was feeling way better. My stomach muscles that were for so long not working because of the spasm in my lower back seemed to come back to life again. The entire right side of my back from the hip up to the shoulder, which used to feel like it was on fire, now felt like a normal part of my body again. My right hip was feeling good. My left hip was feeling good. Both hips were good. Moreover, the muscles of my lower back that were previously frozen were now working great. But the best part was being pain-free, feeling functionable and strong. The last time I did that posture was 4 years ago. All said and done, it was a great success. I'm not sure what it was, but after being able to travel and do yoga pain-free in Berlin, I had an unstoppable momentum back in Sweden. And it was spring, which meant we could go outside.
Take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn up.
A few weeks later, the long-awaited Swedish summer was well on its way. So after a quick shoulder warm-up, it was time to get back in the pool.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and clean up my crosstroke. It's been a while.
When I told Dr. Hauser about my knee pain while swimming, he knew exactly what tendon it was, because he's a swimmer himself. All said and done, I swam over 1,000 meters, and other than being out of shape, I felt pretty good.
Huh? Say it one more time.
Hips and shoulders feel pretty good. Knees fine.
To tell you the truth, at this point I wasn't really even thinking about the injury or prolotherapy. Exercising, hanging out with friends, traveling, my life was surprisingly back to normal again. And when my studies winding down, I took the time to go to the Stockholm archipelago to celebrate the summer beer bonanza, whatever that is.
It is the most awesomest bonanza ever, and I am very, very happy right now. Thank you.
Men det här är starkaste du kan brygga. Och det finns öl från 90-talet i den här flaskan.
Det är 20 år gammal
bärs. Vi dricker 20 år gammal öl. Så kom fram så hela dagen upp.
This injury really taught me how to appreciate all the good things I had before in my life. For so long I was in pain, a burden to my friends and family, and sat around watching zombie movies in bed eating Chinese food. So here's what I said. So it's 4 months after my last prolotherapy session. Exercise 5 times this week. I'm 100% back to all my activities. Swimming, yoga, weightlifting. and I decided to come and celebrate the Swedish summer with my friends of mine who brew their own beer. And I just want to say thanks to Caring Medical for giving me my life back. Along with appreciating everything that I had before, I also realized how much I lost. I don't think about it so much anymore, but I know all those years in pain took away a lot of time, relationships, and money. But hey, just like the Swedish sunsets have taught me, the long, dark days of winter make for the beautiful, long nights of summer. So if you or someone you know is in a dark period, don't give up hope, don't lose your sense of humor, and definitely check out Prolotherapy before swallowing another diagnosis. So yeah, I'm better now.
Somebody let me know. Will everybody in the bed put a rhythm in the best scream now and say, go!
It's got the youth of me. All the eyes turn hollow from the wreck of sorrow. You die young. You die when you're young. You die when you're young. We are shadows. Oh, we're shadows.